Always talking shit show.
Yo,
I say.
it's your boy Talkin,
It's your boy Akeem Sincere.
and we're back with here with another session of the Always Talking Shit Show.
Nigga, what is that? Never mind. Don't even trip.
What's what? On that black paper?
No.
Blue paper?
No. We Gucci, man. So what's good with you, fam?
Turning my goddamn sound off like I told you to do, like I don't know better.
No, it's alright, man. It happens. Happens to the best of us. You do it every week.
Quick. I need to get some juice back in this motherfucker.
It's that iPhone shit, man. I got a question, man. How come niggas with iPhones don't be having their phone charged?
It's the end of the night for me, nigga, so this is around the time I'd start charging my phone for tomorrow.
Dig it.
So my shit get me to the point where I need to the end of the night, so I'll be alright.
Just observation.
Why is it always a nigga with an Android that want to know something about an iPhone, nigga?
Because you iPhone niggas always act like y'all the first, y'all reinvented the wheel. So I just be wondering, like, do you have a charger that goes hand in hand with I own an iPhone?
Do I have a charger that goes hand in hand with I? Yeah, I have chargers.
On me. Hey, bro, you got a charger?
Nah, I got chargers all around the house. I gotta make sure I keep chargers. Well, nah, cause the fucked up part about it is when I lived with Dialect, bruh, I lived with Android, and like an Android house.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, most people, like, you gonna always have a charger that you can use for an Android. It's not even an Android charger. It's just that Android ain't trying to get rich off chargers.
And chargers work on it, like every single device. Like my PlayStation controller works on an Android charger.
Right. It's more universal is all.
No, definitely. Most definitely way more universal. But you know,
that's part of the stick of
but
Apple,
you know,
like,
Apple, Apple's all proprietary shit.
Yeah,
They want you to
like,
only
they
use
sell, like,
their shit.
exclusivity and shit like that. But
Android made a charger base that wants to work with everything. But that's here nor there. How you been this weekend, bro?
man, I ain't got no complaints, man. I'm here, man. I'm blessed. I'm living.
Well, shit. Let me shake myself into this motherfucker.
Wake up.
Right. How the fuck y'all doing out there? Motherfucking, Chauncey, OG from around the corner. What's happening, bruh? He in the building.
Shout out OG. Chauncey. Shout out to the kid.
OG Chauncey over there, you know what I'm saying?
What was I gonna say, man? Got a nice little compact show tonight. You know.
This has got to be the most horrible start to a show we've ever had.
No, man, we vibing.
Just
vibing,
fucking
man.
around.
Just vibing. I'm ready for you, man. Whenever you ready to get into this thing, man, we can get it on. I was just
Oh,
trying
shit. So,
see, get your little.
my son got student of the month.
That's what's up. Shout out to my
Last
nephew,
week.
man. Young Jalen, student of the month.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna be flexing on y'all all week. Like, who you talking about, student of the month? Don't worry about it.
Talking
I
about
got it
student
under
of the
control.
month.
I got it under
You're
control.
right. You talking to student of the month right now? I got it all under control. Nah, he got student of the month. So he took him to a little jump place and then got him a pair of some J. Jonas today.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Had to get him a pair of that J. Jonas.
Yeah, man. I think it's important, man, to try to reward youth when they do well. Because you want them to kind of get used to that idea that, like, life is good when I do well.
Right.
Like, you know, as far as you can handle it, you know? Everybody ain't going to make student of the month or honor roll and shit like that, but if you can kind of get, like, that effort. Because I know with me sometimes, bro, growing up, I didn't really give a damn about school. Like,
Dog,
I had,
it wasn't
outside
just
of my family and, like, coaches and people like that, I just never really like man. They've never. I've had few educators like go above and beyond to like pique my interest or spark my interest in something.
It just wasn't some time for me, dog. I always hated school. I never had that teacher that you see like in the movies and shit that just makes you want to learn and do well. Like, nigga, please. I hated school from the start to finish. From the day I had to start going to that motherfucker to the day I stopped going to that motherfucker. And it never got no better. I never had no teacher I really liked. 'Cause I never had a teacher that I
definitely had teachers I liked before.
I never had a teacher that I could relate to or
shout out Miss Jill.
Or feel like related to anything I'd ever been through. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't feel like we came from the same. We definitely get it out the same mud.
Yeah, it'd be. See, I guess that's the thing too, especially out here, out this way, on this side of the country. Like,
so how are you supposed to teach me something about something you barely know anything about past what you learned to teach us in school about it? Bitch, you're half the time these teachers are learning about this shit as we're learning about it sometimes.
Yeah, I think that is the difference between like college professors and high school teachers. Is most college you usually have some level of expertise, like you've worked in that field,
right?
You know, something. You've written a book about it, like something. But yeah, I just think shit. Overall, man, education has become somewhat of a scam, like the system of education. Shout out to my boy Matt in the building. But I think that's a big thing. Like, we don't even have that conversation nationally. Like, it's like an in-house conversation. No matter what demographic you go to, like if you're in the confines of your home and your comfort zone, people are talking like, "Oh man, school's a scam."
Right.
But nationally, like, where's the politician that's gonna come out and be like, "Yo, we're hustling these kids, man," with the idea of giving them a one-up, you know what I mean, to their future.
We have bum ass.
Really takes 2 steps back economically.
Right. We have bum ass Bessie DeVoe.
Yeah, dog. She don't even.
That bitch was terrible for the education
one of the worst
system.
Things Trump did was name her superintendent of all school. Like, she got
that bitch is horrible.
Dog, fam,
for anything school related, bro.
Some of the issues are like so common sense. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
The person that's over over the Department of Education should literally be someone that has dedicated their life and expertise in the field of education.
Right.
It's just that simple. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. We're in a real weird place in this country, though. I know that. You know, once again, shout out to all our Asian American people. Shout out to all peoples of color that experience systematic oppression, hate, and you know, might feel like you're singled out as a community. But the thing is, this is where it gets real, though. Fam, we're getting to a point where it's like we all can be a victim of this. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Shit, that guy in Colorado, the last time, before this time, the one I went to the movie theater, he shot a lot of white people, bro. I'm pretty sure like 90% of the people that he shot were white.
No, they definitely were.
Opposed to like any, like, you know, particular identified group. When I see this shit sometimes, bro, it's just scary. Because, you know, like, you know, okay, there's certain parts of towns maybe you shouldn't be in. It's a little shaky. Fam.
There's definitely parts of Nevada that you don't want to be in.
But I'm just saying, but fam, like, it's starting to get to a point where now shopping malls isn't a place you want to go to.
Nah, that's real.
Movie theaters, niggas be looking at it sideways. Like, fam, we're in the movie theater right now, and that exit to the door, to the outside, opens. Everybody ain't tripping. Nobody's a little messed, a little spooked.
I'm looking at what the fuck is going on down there. Like, who's opening the door and for what?
That's what I'm saying. But
niggas gonna start.
It used to be a time where that wasn't even a thing. When I opened up, that just meant some young kids were sneaking their homie in.
Right. Now, yeah, you really got to watch the nigga because
Nick
come in with a whole AR and just drop the whole.
I damn near might get up and take my family with me. Like, oh, we out here.
Running.
We'll catch this shit on stream or something.
And catch it on VH or DVD when it hits the market.
It's just scary, man. Like, remember when Columbine was like the first of this type of thing?
Yeah.
It was like the school shooting. It was like, man, everybody was tripping off how random it was.
Tripping. Yeah, we were all like, what
Kids
the
was like,
fuck,
crazy. Why'd
dog?
they do this?
And now that shit's it's common now.
Damn.
That's a problem that it's common, but it's common now.
Now it's common.
Because Columbine caught us all by surprise.
If you're the president of the United States for 1 to 2 terms, you're gonna deal with this at least.
You're gonna
2
deal
3
with
times.
a few
You'll do it just a couple
mass
times, bro.
shootings, school wise for sure.
And it's like politically, and I can't wait for them to tie it together. Whether we on the south side, west side of Chicago, and 56 people getting murdered in 24 hours,
right?
Or you're at a state park and 56 people get shot at or murdered within a 24-hour time frame. To me, it's got to be no difference. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dog, I'm all for having guns and stuff like that. I'm all for the sport of guns and things like that. Bottom line is, bro, most hunters don't kill people.
Right, yeah.
Most avid gun enthusiasts that that shoot for sport don't kill people. But we got to do something to whereas a person that's capable of killing multiple people that they don't know just because.
How the fuck do they keep getting these ARs?
That's all I'm saying. It's easy to get guns in this country.
No, it definitely is. Nevada used to be mad easy. They used to have the gun shows where they do no kind of checks or anything. But now we have a law against that shit. It was voted in
that's because
a few terms
Nevada
ago.
helped supply a lot of murders. Because everybody in Oakland was coming to Nevada to get guns. Everybody from the Bay.
Right.
That was a hustle. If you was from Nevada, you could go get some guns and flip them to some niggas from the Bay, nigga, for some bread.
Double, triple the price, fast.
Right. And, fam, just get this, though. Right now as we speak, well, not literally as we speak, but during this time, the duration of, like, these weeks that we're in, you got Congress, especially the Republican wing of Congress, fighting to make it to where it's illegal to register and to vote within the same 24 hours. But right now, that kid that shot all these Asian people, God bless them, he got the gun the same day he committed the murders.
Right.
So, like, it's like on one hand, you're arguing it's okay that a deranged person within a 24-hour cycle, possibly in the midst of a mental break, can go and buy a legal gun and obtain the gun within the same day that he bought it and have time to go commit murders. But you think it's a problem that people might have a busy work schedule or a family life and decide they're going to go register to vote and vote on the same day? Right. That's just don't make sense. Like, I mean, if we're trying to let everyone vote and make it convenient, if for a lot of house moms, it's more convenient to just do that shit all in one day than to have to go back twice. And that's just what we're dealing with, bro. It goes back to common sense leadership. You know what I mean?
Where they do that at?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. Shout out to Maurice Washington, bro. Like, when he was running the state Senate campaign, his slogan was common sense leadership.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just common sense. We got too much non-commonsensical things that go on, like, legally in this country, bro. Like, no other nation, like, that's supposedly a developed world, like, nation has to worry about, damn, I'm sending my kids to school, but hopefully one of their classmates didn't have a bad day.
Yeah, because if they had a bad day, bad week, bad month, bad year, you don't know what the fuck they going to do.
The police officer comes on national TV and says, when they ask him, what do you think, why do you think he did something like this? He says with this attitude, like, oh, well, I don't know. You know, he was having a really bad day. And so this is what he decided to do.
That's not
like,
acceptable.
He's almost annoyed at the question.
Right.
Now I'm just like, fam, shout out to the internet babies, man.
That's your job to answer
shout out
that
to
fucking
the internet
question.
babies. Because I'm not going to get online and, like, search and do all this shit. But when he said that,
right,
our internet darlings of the world
pulled
up
everywhere.
that picture of him with a racist shirt geared towards Asian people and the COVID-19 crisis.
The Wuhan shit.
It's only a matter of time, bro. I knew it. It was only a matter of time before this happened, and those same simple-minded, hateful people that do the things they do to Negroes in this country would turn their ire on the Asian community just because their leader, right, was saying that it was Asians' fault. Oh, it's Asian Americans' fault that you guys can't go out to the beach.
Right.
It's Asian Americans' fault that your kids are here at the house with you. Like, that's common sense, and that's just like that mob mentality. It's fucked up.
All right, bro. What we got first on this docket?
Actually, it's kind of in the same instance, bro. Like, I was coming through some. I noticed that there was some hate out there, man, for young Tamika Mowry, man, and I just wanted to give us a brief. Tamika Mowry. You should know Tamika. You probably know her if you see her, man. Like, you definitely. She's a now famed activist, but if you're a person that's from the community, man, she's in that lane. She's been doing this type of work for 20 some odd years. It was some reports that a little bit of divide and conquer is starting to kick up, where there are reports that the Rice family and another gentleman's family that was slain by police in the Los Angeles area are accusing her and others like her, such as the famed civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, accused them of they wrote a vicious letter, demanding that they step down from activism and all these other type of things. Yeah, demanding that they have everybody that they forward all donations, and they urge people to donate to their direct cash apps. Their direct cash apps. They attacked her and accused her of basically doing this for money and getting rich off the people's struggle and all these type of things, but they didn't do their research. Tamika's a victim. She's the victim of the very thing that she's been fighting for. The father of her child was murdered by the police. She didn't get $6 to $8 million from the city and state that she lived in because she didn't have no Tamika Mowry's running around causing ruckus to where the city threw them. Like, the Rice family got paid. There was a $6 to $8 million settlement.
Okay, speak on this real quick. To those families that feel like, because now I know what you're talking about, Miss Mowry is using your family for ill-gotten gains.
It was Tamir Rice's mother that's accusing her of this.
Okay, so Tamir Rice's mother, father, fuck you.
Damn.
Because if it wasn't for people like Miss Mowry, you wouldn't have got. I mean, the settlement's not going to bring your son back. Period. But if it wasn't for people like her, you would have gotten no justice for Tamir. Be it civil, be it jail time. And maybe father fuck you was a little harsh. But stop coming after the people that people are already coming after. This is a woman of your own color who's making sure that your fucking voices are being heard, and she's marching and making sure that our voices have a fucking platform out here. You feel what I'm saying? So father fuck you was harsh. But come on, man.
You got to keep in mind,
if it wasn't for the activism of these people like her, of course they're going to get some type of fucking monetary gain out of it. That comes with most things, even when you're not asking for it.
She has not gotten monetary
No,
gain.
no. I'm saying if. Let me rephrase.
Right.
If she got any monetary gains, you got to understand, there comes a level of fame with what she does, indirectly, that she's not asking for. We put her on this plateau. We share all these videos of her, and we share. And Beyonce she's in songs. This type of shit will make you famous because of what it is. Look at what it did for Colin Kaepernick. We knew who Colin Kaepernick was because he was in the NFL.
Yeah,
but the world knew who the fuck he was after he did what the fuck he did. You feel what I'm saying? He was famous, but he wasn't superstar NFL famous.
Yes, he was.
Well, yeah, he was. I'm tripping. He took a team to a Super Bowl. Let me rephrase. He was. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
He went to like superstardom.
So another thing is that was one of the triggers. Allegedly, one of the triggers were that Tamika, and this is another thing. It's layered.
Like, come on, man.
It's layered.
You can't blame her for the fame that comes with her fighting for us. This just happened.
It's layered in regards to the fact that we all struggling. We're all victims of this,
Right.
and my heart goes out to the mothers, but I am critical of them. And we're in a space where if the reports are true, I'm critical of them. We're in a space where, damn man, like I don't have the heart to criticize Trayvon or
Tamir
Mike
Rice's
Brown
mom.
or Tamir Rice's mother, like because they're not experts. Just because your son got murdered by the police, or doesn't mean that you're experts in civil rights litigation.
Not at all.
It doesn't mean that you're expert in nonprofit organizations. It doesn't mean that you're an expert political speaker or a person that feels comfortable speaking out. So you might have other peoples and other intanticles in your community speaking on your behalf, and this is where it gets tricky.
But here's
I don't know what Tamir Rice's family is being explained. And I don't know if they might not know Sister Tamika. So if you got other people in your ear, like, oh, well, she got this, because one of the threats that she's getting, a lot of people are calling her and hitting her up on her, in her inbox. Where's the 90 million, bitch? Like, in all this stuff, and it's just like they're confusing her with the nonprofit organization
that she works for.
No,
or that she's
by the name of
affiliated.
Black Lives Matter.
Oh,
to whom she has nothing
nothing
to do with.
She
Like,
just
so there's nothing wrong with a mother that says, hey, I look up
but
and I
look
see
at
my
who
son's
she's going
image.
after.
I see my son's image on T-shirts that are being sold, on flyers, and backboards. I'm hearing certain people that seem to be becoming profitable speak my son and my story's name. It sounded like basically the Rice mother was like, hey, I want some bread off this. Like, now, to me, that's where it gets a little tricky.
Is that what we're worried about?
That's where it gets a little tricky
this?
because, look, Oscar Grant, because he didn't come to the community, Tamika wasn't all over there back then doing that. Oscar Grant's family didn't receive millions and gazillions of dollars and all these type of things. And like you said earlier, Dre, no amount of money is going to bring your son back, and I don't expect that to heal all wounds. The only problem I think I have is it seems like if you have some beefs, seems like some of those beefs are legitimate, but it seems like the ire went to the person that was extremely popular, and so let's throw it over there. Like, but they can directly prove that she hasn't did the things that she was accused of. Now, there are other organizations that are making money off of this whole Black Lives Matter.
Here's my thing. This woman,
and the hype around it.
Here's the other thing,
it was just
though.
misinformed. In terms
very
of
misinformed. But here's the other thing too: is like you gotta look at a person like this. Her life is on the line every day for what she does.
That's what.
Every day she steps out the house.
It goes back to what I said the other day, man. Farrakhan. I was listening to this speech where Farrakhan said he was telling the people that he was like, "Don't you know that they will kill me for the things I tell you on a daily basis?" He said, "Don't you know my life and my family's life is always in danger because of things I tell you on a daily basis?" And he said, "And do you think that you all are easy people to lead? Half of you don't believe in me. The other half is accusing me of getting rich off the people. The other half is saying this." And at the end of the day, I'm just like, fam, what are you doing?
Right.
See, Tamika's not out there public with her story of being a victim of this. It just made her go harder for the people. I know that heart, man. I love that heart and I respect it. And it's just
people
like, man,
just gotta learn.
It's not
to do the research and point the finger at the right person. All this shit's public knowledge. All this shit that these not NPOs, they're all public information.
It's about education.
You can see who the money in the NPO funnels through.
Shout out to the NAACP. The NAACP since George Floyd was murdered, has received over $100 million. But see, the NAACP is a storied civil rights organization that has nearly 100 years existence. So when big entities think civil rights and giving to the people, especially people of color, the NAACP is already in their Rolodex. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, Tamika is from the people. The people lifted her up. Right. Beyonce shouted her out in the song and made her more famous in these things of this nature. Yep. She doesn't come from some organization where she's on a $200,000-$300,000 a year salary where they can tell her when and when not to speak out. Yep. And all of the extent of her speaking out is just on the letterhead. She's in the streets. She got arrested
because she's
been pepper sprayed.
Right. She does this because this is what she believes in. Not because she gets a check behind it.
She was born into this.
Right.
It's no different than myself. her mom and dad was in the movement. They were civil rights activists. So of course, when you're a young kid and your parents are civil rights activists, I could tell you firsthand, you end up at a lot of civil rights events.
Right.
A lot of people will look at pictures of me at certain events, certain things, and marvel at it. But I don't take full credit for that because if I was 14, trust me, bro, I didn't want to go there that day. My mom made me.
Right.
So I don't get all the credit for just being some kid that was into politics and doing some of that shit was just by design. I ain't had no choice. You know, it's like a kid that makes beats.
Yeah.
You might be at the studio a lot, nigga. You ain't got no choice. You might as well pick up a talent. So I just wanted us to speak on that, man, in terms of like, look, we're all out there fighting the same atrocities. This world would get better, or especially with our nation, if we all realize, man, that the United States government is literally public enemy number one. They don't give this United States government ain't too good to white people. They might be better to white people historically than they've been to other people because they identify as that.
Right.
But they have sold our nation and our nation's ideals to the highest bidders abroad. And so when you see international businessmen and women sharing more liberties and rights than the everyday American and becoming more important to our nation's leaders than everyday Americans, then we just all need to band together, man, and cipher out the bullshit. You know what I mean? Because we all agree that we want to keep our guns, but not at the expense of kids in kindergarten.
Right.
There has to be a median between, like, hey, we can get guns to go hunt. We can have guns in our home for safety. But at the same time, it's not a free-for-all where any idiot with an evil heart and a demonic spirit can go and commit mass murder on everyday hard-working Americans. Mm-hmm. Like, because if you get all those individual stories, man, that shit hurts. You know what I mean? These are real humans, bro. And it's just one of those things, bro. It's like...
It seems like sometimes with the cops, the killers get treated more humane than the murder victims in a lot of these situations. For the simple fact, these motherfuckers get taken to jail without a scratch on them.
You know why you're right? Because once this person's trial start, we will never hear about all the fucked up things he did in 8th grade.
Oh no,
we'll never hear about the time he got high. We'll barely see all the pictures of him with guns.
We'll hear about all the shit that turned him into what he is, all
Martin
the bad
had no
shit,
criminal record.
all the bullying that he went through, all that dumb type of
George
shit.
Zimmerman had a criminal record.
Right.
He had already assaulted his wife and an officer. He already showed a perplexity for violence. Trayvon was 17 years old. Even if he started the fight, he was 17 years old. You know what I mean?
Beating his
the
ass.
The media never looked at him as a 17-year-old kid. There was like 18-year-old man by the name of Trayvon Martin. And the thing is that's how they do it. When they want you to go kill for them on behalf of that flag, you're a man. Right?
Right.
Fucking 18-year-old can't even buy an alcoholic beverage.
Can't even get a pack of cigarettes no more.
So it's just like it's time for a real like intellectual revolution in our country. You know, it don't have to be a physical revolution of violence and things like that. But it needs to be a revolution of thought and conversation.
It's time to honestly, it's time to defund the police and get rid of automatic assault rifles for normal everyday civilians. There's no reason that we need that. Let's be honest. What do we need a fucking AR-15 for?
To kill ops.
I don't need it for home protection. I could do that with a pistol. I could do that with a shotgun.
And that's the thing, especially if you get rid of all assault weapons.
Right.
Like right now as it stands, you might need an AR-15 at your house because the niggas might be kicking in the door with an AR-15.
Correct.
But
or
if
AK.
Those are all banned and illegal.
Yeah, then all I need is a
and
pistol.
We all got a fair shot like the Wild Wild West.
All I need is a pistol.
Hey, man, you come in here, you might buck one.
Well,
you know? I mean, it's a reason why in Great Britain, just go look up the deaths by guns in like Great Britain or something per year. It'd be like that many bodies in a week, nigga, somewhere else.
Do you know what's so low? You know what also is really low in Great Britain? Murder of black people by police. You know why that is?
Because they don't carry guns.
Exactly. You know why else that is,
they
too?
They haven't given them the tool.
Hold on. Do you know what else? You know why else that is? There's CCTV on every street in Britain.
Oh, that's one way.
Everything is recorded, nigga. There is no part of Great Britain that isn't under surveillance, dog. At 24 hours a day.
Damn. Well, see, hey, that's kind of like how NYC is right now.
So
Like,
I wouldn't be mad.
Quiet as kept.
You know how many Americans would be mad? I wouldn't personally be mad if you put cameras on every street corner here in America.
I wouldn't either.
That would make sure the cops did their fucking job right.
Hey, shout out to my boy Matt. He's right. Like we're talking about this, I think the last show. Like mental health.
Well, America
It's tied
doesn't.
into
Here's
all
the
this.
thing: America doesn't give a fuck about curing mental health. All they want to do is treat it and put the Band-Aid on it and keep you as a revolving customer to Big Pharma. That's it.
Well, the thing is, we're not even getting that right now. We're probably the most undiagnosed group of people walking around calling themselves the free
Or
world.
misdiagnosed at that.
That too. But even misdiagnosed sometimes is better than undiagnosed, because even if it's a misdiagnosis, sometimes leads to the proper diagnosis. Well, you're just walking around as a schizophrenic from the age of, shit, I don't know, 18 to 40, and no one knows. But guess what? In your hood, they be like, oh, who Psycho T? That nigga's a killer.
Right.
He got bodies.
Well, think about like
Well, yeah, 'cause he's fucking
think about
schizo.
think
Niggas
about
shouldn't
like
have been around us.
but think about misdiagnosis. Because think about what ADHD medication does to a kid who doesn't have ADHD.
But the thing about ADHD medication, and the reason why they have the hustle to like guinea pig our children, is because it's considered a side hustle of the government. Like, it's looked at as a side thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, think about everything that's mainstream in terms of like dentistry, like, and things like that. Like, okay, well, you know, you got all kind of Invisalign commercials and braces commercials and things like that. Those things, because it's so prevalent in the forefront, they're regulated. The government and Congress stuff, they're paying attention to that. If a rate of kids just start dying because they were using the Invisalign, like, the government will come in, step in, and get them to fucking get that product the hell up out of here. Mental health has become a stigma, and people use it when they like need it.
Right.
You know how many dudes go cheat on their girl for 30 fucking million times, thinking about to lose their wife and their kid, and act like they have a mental issue.
Right.
You know, like, people walk around and say that I have OCD just because they like their car clean. Like, no, you don't. Like, OCD is a real thing.
Hey, keep that thought.
You know, it's just one of those things, bro. Like,
Start this stream again.
it's the stigma of it all.
It's real fucking choppy.
You know,
I'm not liking it.
it's the stigma of it all.
Hey, we're going to be right back to the two viewers right now. Do not go anywhere. I'm going to fix the stream real quick because it's kind of laggy and I don't fucking like it. We're on mental illness, mental health in America, though. Let's not forget.
Yeah, bro. I'm not
I'll
tripping,
be right
but
back.